I remember when everything was just tubes. When the tubes had to warm up before you could really do anything. I remember when we had what was called cards at that time. They were like, if anyone is old enough to remember what an 8-track looks like, we actually had carts that we would slide into a deck in order to play what was available to hear for a commercial. We literally had to write our commercials by hand or maybe have a typewriter and type them out and read the script as we were doing it. We didn't always have the luxury of recording. If we did, it was on a reel-to-reel recorder. And then there were those moments where you had a cassette that you would record, and that's what you then would take to the field to read. And so, yes, media has grown and improved exponentially over the years to where now you can carry a iPod or carry a cell phone with you and have a camera and be able to transmit what you're recording right from the site that you're at and get the same quality as we did then with carrying a 15 or 20 camcorder to a particular location and recording then. So yes, the media has improved drastically and much better than it was 20 years ago. I was totally clueless to internet TV. Outside of conducting business on my website or working on a strategy for business or reading my email, other than that, that's it. Or listening to radio on the internet or maybe watching a movie that's on a DVD on my laptop. Other than that, that's it. Or maybe transferring it to the memory card and putting it on my phone to watch maybe on a flight or on a train somewhere, or if I'm in the car as a passenger. Other than that, I really was clueless to internet television. So when you shared that ideology with me, it was interesting because, again, it was something that I really had no knowledge of. There's one particular program that you shared viewing called 12 Steps. Not something that I would have went to the theater to watch if we still had cable. I doubt if I would have even tuned to it to watch it. But because of the way it was put together, I actually watched it because you had shared it. And so it held my attention. And I was like, wow, this is on the internet. That's interesting. So I didn't expect it to be in the same category as what you might see on television. I was thinking that it might maybe poorly put together, a cast that may not really have put the interest and the studying into scripting. I wondered if the script would actually have a real basis to it, or would it be just mindless parody of foolishness. And it actually wasn't. It did have a good script. It did have a good storyline, one that you could follow, and it was actually somewhat intriguing because you could somewhat read what direction they were going, but you couldn't totally see where the actual concept was headed next. So again, it held my attention, and 12 program that, like I said, if it was on my own, I may not have watched it, but it actually held my attention once I did tune into it. And I also want to say this, that I've seen another network because of 12 Steps. I think it was Blip TV.
Right.
And Codecast TV. I haven't had a chance to watch. I think it was Codecast, but I did for a moment. I seen a technology network on, I think it was Blip TV, and so I kind of tuned to it for a few minutes. It was rather interesting because I'm somewhat of a nerd per se, and so to get an idea of how equipment is functioning, what the upgrades are, what the new processes are going to be, what the different apps and applications are, I thought that was rather neat to have quick, easy accessibility. on that internet format. I have a couple of ministries that are in India and a few of them that are in Africa that I interact with on a weekly basis, sometimes 3 to 4 times a week because of my involvement with their ministry. And so with that, it gives me the ability that if the internet wasn't available, I'd spend a lot of money on the telephone. Some of them I probably would have never known about if it wasn't because of the internet. Most of them heard of me through someone else, and because of that, they got in contact with me. So that leads to, again, the open availability of the internet, that across the globe, someone in Liberia, Monrovia, in West Africa, or someone that's in India, someone that's in Australia. I have people that contact me: China, Australia, Hawaii, Canada, Mexico, Africa, Russia, you name it, globe throughout the U.S. And so, if it weren't for the internet, some of these people I may not have met, and some of them it might be months or years, if ever, I would have met. But the internet has closed the gap and made it much easier to enter thousands and tens of thousands of miles. So, yeah, I think that with this format that is being available for minorities to produce and to make product that's accessible across the globe, wonderful opportunity, great adventure, and success is available.